Join me as I continue my ranking of the top 50 action movies ever and see if I can convince you why number 11 on this list is an ultimate must watch of the action genre. Action movies, the thrill, the adrenaline, the non-stop action that keeps you on the edge of your seat. There's nothing quite like them. And today, we're counting down 10 more of the top 50 action movies that will have your heart racing and leave you begging for more. Narrowing down the best action movies to just 50? This was not easy, folks. I mean, how do you choose between the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson? But the truth is, what makes an action movie the best is very subjective. Do you prefer over the top action sequences, or do you like a little more substance with your explosions? Do you root for the underdog? Or do you prefer a hero who can take down an entire army single handedly? Whatever your taste, there's something for everybody in action movies, and I think on this list. Of course, the real challenge making this list was deciding what constitutes an action movie in the first place. Do we include superhero films? What about martial arts movies? In the end, yeah, I decided to go with a broad definition. And if you've watched my previous installments, you already know this. If it's got plenty of action, thrills, and spills, it's on the list. And here's the next 10. Number 20, RoboCop from 1987, directed by Paul Verhoeven. Lead actors include Peter Weller, Nancy Allen, Dan O'Herlihy, and Kurtwood Smith. This film is a cyberpunk action classic, focusing on a critically injured police officer who is resurrected as a powerful cyborg law enforcer, RoboCop, in a dystopian future. The action scenes in RoboCop, they're both gritty and visceral, showcasing intense gunfights and explosive confrontations as RoboCop takes on criminals with advanced weaponry and relentless force. The film combines high impact violence with satirical commentary, culminating in dramatic and visually striking sequences that highlight the character's struggle between his human past and his robotic presence. If you're a little squeamish, don't watch RoboCop. Number 19, Goldfinger from 1964, directed by Guy Hamilton. The lead actors are Sean Connery, the original James Bond, Gert Frobe, Honor Blackman, and Shirley Eaton. The film is a classic James Bond adventure featuring a notorious gold smuggler and a plot involving a heist on Fort Knox. The action scenes in Goldfinger are iconic and thrilling, including a high stakes casino showdown, a dramatic golf match with high tension, and a memorable confrontation involving a gold painted woman. The film's climax is particularly notable for its suspenseful sequence where James Bond races against time to thwart the plot to rob Fort Knox, blending clever gadgets, intense physical confrontations, and strategic maneuvering. Number 18, Speed from 1994, directed by Jan de Bont. The lead actors in this film are Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, Dennis Hopper, and Jeff Daniels. The film is an action thriller about a cop who must prevent a bomb from exploding on a city bus by keeping the vehicle's speed above 50 miles per hour. I mean, come on, how hard is that? Yeah, that's not as easy as it sounds. The action scenes in Speed, high energy and relentless. The film combines gripping vehicular stunts, intense chase sequences, and explosive, pun, confrontations, creating a suspenseful and adrenaline fueled experience from start to finish. Over a city bus. Number 17, First Blood from 1982, directed by Ted Kotcheff. Lead actors include Sylvester Stallone, Richard Crenna, Brian Dennehy, and David Caruso. First Blood follows John Rambo, a highly skilled former Green Beret, who, after being wrongfully harassed by a small town sheriff, just picturing him as a drifter, becomes a fugitive and uses his military expertise to survive and retaliate against the local authorities. The film delves into themes of trauma and alienation. It's actually kind of a deep film, but it also showcases Rambo's struggle against both the law and his own internal demons in a high stakes battle for survival. The action scenes, intense and tactical, featuring Rambo's resourcefulness, his use of guerrilla warfare tactics, and his improvised weapons to outmaneuver and outpower local law enforcement. The movie was there to make a statement and did it with great action, which spawns numerous sequels that have nothing to do with the primary undercurrents of the movie and are just about the action. Number 16, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, from 2003, directed by Peter Jackson. The lead actors in this film, Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Viggo Mortensen, Ian McKellen, Orlando Bloom, John Rhys Davies, Andy Serkis, and more, but come on, I gave you a lot that time. The film is the epic conclusion to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, focusing on the final battles against the Dark Lord Sauron and the quest to destroy the One Ring. The Return of the King features epic and grand scale action scenes, including the massive Battle of Pelennor Fields, where armies of men, elves, and dwarves clash against the forces of Sauron in a visually stunning and dramatic confrontation. The film's climax at the Black Gate and the final assault on Mount Doom, man, equally intense, showcasing heroic deeds, intricate choreography, and the ultimate showdown between good and evil. The Eagles are coming, the Eagles are coming, The Return of the King is one of just 3 films of all time to accrue 11 Academy Award nominations, and the only movie to actually win all of them, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Supporting Actor for Ian McKellen's portrayal of Gandalf. Number 15, Face Off, 1997, directed by John Woo. Lead actors, 2 of them, John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. This is the one that I figure many would be surprised over, thinking more thriller than action film. But come on, the film is a high-concept action thriller. An FBI agent and a terrorist undergo a surgical procedure to swap faces, leading to a tense and explosive cat-and-mouse game. Because, of course, plans go awry. The action scenes in Face Off are dynamic and stylized, featuring John Woo's signature blend of intense gunfights, slow-motion sequences, and acrobatic stunts. The film's confrontations are heightened by the psychological tension of the characters' switched identities, adding a unique emotional layer to the explosive choreographed chaos. I'm at peace with this movie's high placement in the top 50. And honestly, John Travolta, Nicolas Cage, their performances are top-notch in this movie. Number 14, The Matrix, 1999, directed by Lana Wachowski and Lily Wachowski, though at that time credited as the Wachowski brothers. The lead actors in the film include Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Hugo Weaving. The Matrix follows a computer hacker named Neo, who discovers that reality as he knows it is a simulated construct controlled by machines, leading him to join a rebellion to free humanity from this artificial world. The action sequences in The Matrix are revolutionary, blending cutting-edge special effects like bullet time with highly stylized martial arts choreography, creating visually stunning and gravity-defying battles. From Neo's training fight with Morpheus to the iconic lobby shootout and the climactic showdown with Agent Smith. This film's action scenes are both innovative and deeply integrated with its philosophical themes, making them as thought provoking as they are exhilarating. Number 13 is a cheat. Two movies, though really they should be considered one movie, so it's not really a cheat. I'm talking about Kill Bill, Volume 1 and Volume 2, coming out in 2003 and 2004, respectively. Both of these were directed by Quentin Tarantino. Lead actors in the films are Uma Thurman, David Carradine, I love that he was in this, Lucy Liu, Vivica A. Fox, Daryl Hannah, and Michael Madsen. The Kill Bill movies follow the bride, Uma Thurman, a former assassin who seeks brutal revenge against her former colleagues and their leader, Bill, after they attempted to kill her and her unborn child on her wedding day. The action sequences in Kill Bill are a dynamic blend of stylish choreography and genre homage, featuring intense sword fights, elaborate set pieces, and Tarantino's signature use of violence and cinematic flair. Highlights include the climactic battle against the deadly Viper assassination squad, including a dramatic showdown in a Japanese garden and a visually striking confrontation in a deserted house of blue leaves. It's quite the film. Number 12, The Bourne Ultimatum, 2007, directed by Paul Greengrass. Lead actors are Matt Damon, again as Jason Bourne, Julia Stiles, David Strathairn, and Scott Glenn. This film continues the story of Jason Bourne as he uncovers more about his past and the covert operations that created him, while being pursued by those who still want to eliminate him. The action sequences in The Bourne Ultimatum, they're relentless and immersive, characterized by their raw, handheld camera style and tight editing that intensify the suspense and realism of these high-octane chases and hand-to-hand combat. Key scenes, including a pulse-ponding rooftop chase in Tangier and a dramatic confrontation in a London subway, highlight Jason Bourne's exceptional combat skills and strategic acumen in his quest for truth and survival. And finally, for today, we come to number 11, the last film before we get to the top 10, so it's like the almost made it. Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior from 1981, directed by George Miller. Lead actors include Mel Gibson as Max Rokatansky, or Mad Max, Bruce Spence, Michael Preston, and Virginia Hay. This top 50 list has already well established that, especially in the action genre, a sequel can be a heck of a film. Mad Max 2 is a post-apocalyptic action classic, where Max, a lone drifter, helps a group of settlers defend their oil refinery from a gang of marauders. The action scenes are explosive and exhilarating, featuring high-speed vehicular combat and intricate stunts in a desolate, post-apocalyptic wasteland. The film's standout sequence would be the intense and choreographed highway battle, where Max and his allies engage in a dramatic and visually striking fight against a gang of ruthless raiders. Seems appropriate for Mad Max. And then there were 10. Check back tomorrow to see what films sit on the top of the mountain of this action movie list of awesomeness. But what about this video's list? Tell me which of these you love. And am I wrong on any of these? Too high? Too low? Put your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.